Do,
Well,
bro.
yeah, what's going on? So thought I'd come up here just to cook with you a little bit on the team. Since we're gonna lose like 4 or 5 games, like a lot of people keep saying we are, who don't watch our team, because I'm trying to
I'm so
figure out how.
I'm
Like,
so
okay,
tired of it.
yeah, I'm like, really, y'all clearly don't watch Michigan because they say, well, you had a guy say everybody transferred. Well, who transferred outside of Keon Sapp? And he didn't start for us. He was a rotational player. So people just comment on our team and they don't even be watching. Our defense is still great. You got those big boys down the middle with Kenneth Grant and Mason Grant. That alone will win you some games with the pressure they're gonna bring. Um,
Facts.
yeah, you got Josiah Stewart, who I think is gonna be a 9.5, maybe he's 8.5, 9.5 sack guy this year. Because he's gotten a year in the system and he's gotten to acclimate to the system. Um, the other side, I believe, will probably be who would it be? Derek Moore.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but Derek Moore, and then he'll. I think Derek Moore is he's in the running for have a big season this year because
This
some of the
this
yeah he was playing good last year. It was just sometimes he'll overcommit over the edge, but he was getting pressure. He was always in the right space at the right time. It's just the rotation. He didn't his stats wasn't as good as he led the league the team in stats last year, I believe. I do
yeah,
believe.
all of them dudes was like 5 to
Yeah.
6.
Yeah, and I think he led, but I think he would have had more if they didn't rotate as much. But I like them rotating, so I'm not going to condemn that or anything. But and then I think we upgraded linebacker wise because as much as I liked the linebacker core that we had with what's the old dude 23, he was there for like a good minute.
Mike Barrett
Mike
and
Barrett, yeah,
Junior
yeah,
Colson.
yeah. Mike Barrett. I feel like he was there for like 7 years, man. I'm like, God, who
He
can
was.
somebody? I'm like, damn, can somebody take his job? But he played well. Junior Colson, we had our criticisms of him, but towards the playoffs, he was really sticking fools
Yeah, he
with
was.
them casts. So he listened and he got better. But I think we upgraded in the linebacker position. We got more athletic and they got a little meaner.
Yeah.
So I think we'll be fine there. DBs or the DBs, I know Will Johnson's going to lock down his side. I'm not worried about him. On the other side, I think McBurrows probably will take that job. But I'll tell you who I love. Um, what's his name? Fuck, I can't remember his last
Jair
name.
Hill.
Jair Hill. Yeah, Jair Hill. That dude, I love him. That dude be hitting folks. I think if he can take that job, I think that corner spot will be locked down. I mean, I'm not worried about the secondary. I know Rod Moore is hurt, but Quentin Johnston came back, and we got Makari Page still there. We got a lot of guys who was heavy rotation last year, so I'm not really too worried about the safeties.
Yeah.
Um,
And you
and I'm
got
not worried.
what you call it from Michigan State
And
and the
Michigan,
dude from Tennessee.
right?
Those dudes are like veterans.
Yeah, so they know what to play within the system. As long as we keep the same, because I know with Wink Martindale, he said, of course, we know he's not Don Brown, but when you study how much he is a blitzer now because I've studied like him with the Ravens and with the Giants. They blitzed a lot, but I don't think it's going to be to a point where it's to our detriment. It's going to be like more educated pressure. I think it will be. Um,
Hmm.
so but I don't see him like bringing a house on 3rd and 18 like Don Brown used to do. I
Yeah,
don't see
I
that
think
happening.
I think I think it's good that people are comparing him to him so he
Yeah,
can know, like, bro, don't come here with that. Uh,
right.
don't come
Absolutely.
here with it.
We don't need it, bro. Like we got a great system. Keep those safeties deep and let them
Hmm.
dink and dunk and let our big boys eat up front. They'll get you the pressure they need. Bend but don't break. I like that type of style. So as long as you keep them dudes deep because Ohio State gonna spread you out and so with Texas. And I just don't I don't want to see no safety. I and Mikey he blitzed a lot last year, but I just don't want to see no corners and no safety blitzes like that. But I think he'll be fine. I think he's
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
you know he
And that
we got
that that corner blitz is it's a good blitz because you're bringing one more guy, so you're bringing
right.
5, or you're bringing 4, and one of those ends drops out
Yeah,
or something.
that's what I was about to say. The ends are dropping out, so it's not like we leaving somebody in that space that's not that's uncovered. It's just
Exactly. So that
yeah,
makes it even more confusing.
right.
But the pressure is unexpected, so he's making the quarterback get rid of the ball and make a decision. So he's
Right.
gonna get rid of it or get sacked. Fourth
Yeah.
down, our ball.
Absolutely, and Mike Ennis do a good job getting out of there. I know Derek Moore did a lot of that last year, and old guy who was drafted did a lot of that last year too. So I think we'll be good on that end. So defense is gonna be the defense. Defense alone is gonna win, like keep you in a lot of games and do a lot of
Mhm.
turnovers. So I'm not worried about the defense. And to tell you the truth, I'm not really worried about the offense either because we've moved the ball with Wilton Spate. We've moved the ball with K McNamara. We gonna move the ball with Orgy. I'm not worried about him. I mean, is he a polished passer? No, we don't know that yet. Well, we know he's not polished, but is he going to be like well, you know we know he's not conventional, but will he be polished? We don't know that yet. So I'm not too worried about Orgy. And we're not going to put him in a position to even do that anyway. So it's not like people will say, well, you ain't got a quarterback. Well, we don't have a quarterback friendly system, so it's not really
Yeah,
something that I'm worried
we
about.
ask our quarterbacks to be game managers.
Exactly. So he's not going to play within himself. I mean, we won games with JJ McCarthy, who's a 5-star, 10th overall pick, top 10 pick, throwing for 140 yards. Like, come on, y'all. Like,
Right.
we gonna be we gonna be fine. The receivers kind of worried me though. I ain't gonna lie, which is why I kind of didn't know why exactly a lot of our receiver talent transferred. Like old dude who went to Oregon, big guy, he was like 6'4".
You talking about Darius Clemens?
Darius Clemens, yeah. Like I don't understand why he went to Oregon. Like
He was mad. I knew he was going to transfer after the Ohio State game. You know, when everybody runs on the field, all the players and stuff.
yeah.
He didn't
Uh,
take off his helmet. He had no emotion, no nothing. I was like, he's gone.
he gone, yeah.
If you ain't happy after the Ohio State win, bro,
Yeah,
like I'm like, he
yeah.
gone.
I mean, they could have put him at kick return or something. Like, yeah, they did him a little dirty. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, they did.
put
I thought so too.
like put him
Honestly,
at put that man at kick return or something, man. Come on, y'all. But I'm glad we got what's his face back. I don't care. I'm blanking on names today. I don't know why.
when you get up here, bro, you start blinking like, bro, do
Why
I
do
know anything about football?
right,
Do I
right.
know these
I'm like,
dudes?
why am I blanking on that dude's name who came back from Ole Miss?
Marion Walker.
Yeah, Marion. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean,
It's
as
the
soon as I get off here,
cameras.
yeah, as soon as I get off here, bro, I'm gonna be rattling off names. I swear. But I'm glad he came back at receiver, not at corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so that'll help. I actually think I like Peyton O'Leary. I like the way he can catch the ball a lot, and he's a pretty good route runner.
I'll
I
be
know we talk.
forgetting about him.
Yeah, he's a 5th-year senior, I think. He's been
It's
there for
your
a while.
time.
Yeah, it's
It's
about time for you
your
to show
time
yourself.
now.
All right, Mr. Spring Game, I hear you on that. Um, yes, I mean receiver wise, I mean tight ends. I'm not worried about tight ends. Our tight ends are our receivers, so I'm not really too worried about the wide receiver position. But I just think we need some like burners, and I guess Freddie Moore could be that.
No,
Based off what
him,
I'm seeing.
Samaj,
So yeah, Samaj.
Moore can run, or
Well,
Morris can
well, his
run.
thing, Samaj. Here's the thing about Samaj that scares me. One, him getting hawked down by that Iowa that Iowa guy.
Hey, that was some determination though.
I
Like
was like, bro, he got hawked down. With like he would had to be clear at like 15 yards. I understand that's determination, but come on, man, you got to score on that one. So that kind of like gets
he
me a
ran out.
little.
I mean, he did run out of gas though.
Okay, I'll give you that, but like I'm like, well, dang, dude, are you as fast as I thought you was? But here's the thing: they don't throw to him deep. All his stuff was like slants, bubble screens,
Yeah,
flanker screens. Like we didn't really, he wasn't really asked to run routes. I don't know if he can run routes. You know what I'm saying? At a
yeah.
consistent level. So
That's what and that's why I'm looking to see a lot of that, and that's why I said we're probably gonna see more yards after catch from a lot of these dudes because they're those type of players. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? A drag and he takes it 50. You know what I'm
right.
saying? A slant and he makes a guy miss and he takes it 30 or something like that. You know, these guys are yards after the catch kind of guys because they're, Cornelius wasn't gonna make nobody miss. Roman really didn't make dudes miss like that. He was just
No,
fast, but
he was just fast,
they
sneaky
they
fast
stopped.
too.
Yeah, they stopped using him as a deep threat last year. They didn't even really Even
Well,
though
I
he
think
used to be a good deep threat, they just stopped it. And you
well,
know,
well they didn't. They ran a lot. I saw a lot where they ran him deep. It's just that the teams were aware of that he was a deep threat, and they took that away from him. So he was working a lot more underneath in regards to that. I did see where they were running him deep. Cornelius, I've had my, it's like a love and hate relationship with Cornelius because I can't really say too much because he did what he did against Ohio State that game. But he's always been a malcontent to me, so I was waiting for somebody to take his job. Um, Great blocker though, damn
yeah,
good
he's
blocker.
consistent. You got to block you, and that's
Yeah,
the thing. You have to block to get on the field of
yeah,
Michigan at receiver.
yeah. And I know Samaj is gonna block it. He a little scrappy little dude. I
Yeah,
like guys
yeah.
like that, talker, kind of just cocky.
You need those dudes.
Yeah,
You need
like
those dudes.
especially at the receiver position, you definitely need that. I just hope that he can show me that he can run those consistent routes and be that guy that we need him to be. Because I think he's like what he transferred to like the number 0 this year. He wearing a 0.
I heard they said he did, then I heard that he didn't. So I'm not sure.
Not sure.
I think Josiah Stewart changed his number to 0. I'm pretty sure he did.
Well, yeah, I know he was 5 last year. He's 0, but that mean you can on defense and offense you can have same people wearing the
Yeah,
same
I'm not
jersey.
sure if Samaj did for sure. I heard him talking about it or something, but I'm
Yeah,
not sure if he did. But that just shows on the defense with Josiah Stewart doing that. That's showing how much Mikey meant to them dudes because I think
facts.
they went to high school together.
Yeah, both went to Massachusetts
Yeah,
from
so that
Massachusetts.
0, what Mikey did last year, that it's meaning something. You know what I'm saying? So people want to take that leadership role. So I like that.
I really love that. Let that the number 0 and the number 1 means a lot. I mean, I know they just started letting guys wear number 0, so it doesn't have like a history. But it's good to start off the history with like Mikey wore it. Now Josiah's wearing it, and then the next person, kind of like the number 1 jersey,
Yeah,
putting it
glad
on.
Roman brought the number 1 back to
Yeah, where it need to
I'm
be.
that dude.
Right. That's one of my favorite. He's one of my favorite Michigan players of all time. You know what I'm saying? Of the Jim Harbaugh era, he's one of my favorites because that dude, man, you wouldn't think he was that fast, but you wouldn't think he was that athletic until he gets behind you. He seems to always get behind the defense.
Yeah, it didn't
Yeah,
matter who we played.
who it was. Yes,
Georgia, Bama. If he wanted to get deep, he could get deep on you.
right. So that I love that. Tyler Morris, I think he's going to be a very good contributor this year too. He seems to be the guy that they're going to try to work underneath. Um, I think he went to school with JJ, didn't he? They both went to Nazareth Academy in Illinois.
Yep,
So
yep.
yeah, I think he's going to be a very good route runner. So just the receiver position is the only thing that really worries me, but I'm not too worried based on the system that we have. So
Yeah, I'm just trusting. I'm just trusting that what they are. You know what I'm saying? I got faith in what they are. Tyler Morris, it's what's he, a junior now? It's your time.
yeah, he a
Roman
junior.
gone.
Yeah,
It's your time.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I'm expecting him to take that role of a Roman Wilson and Samaj to do what he does, whether it's a gadget, screen, jet sweep. You know what I'm saying? That little niche in the offense. Because it's Michigan doesn't, and I used to say this last year, they used to talk about the boa constrictor.
hmm
I called it death by 1,000 cuts because we're gonna Blake you, we're gonna Donovan you, we're gonna Colston Love you, we're gonna Cornelius you, we're gonna Roman you. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna Tyler Morris you. Like you don't
yeah.
know where it's coming from, but you're gonna get cut.
I get you. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, that's a good way of describing it. Ron Bellamy is definitely gonna earn his pay this year because
He
there's
needs to.
yeah, because a lot of people are kind of calling for him to, we need to be looking at another direction of receiver coach. But I mean, I got faith in him. He's an okay recruiter. I
I
guess,
mean, he got the dudes, but they
don't perform. you
like
know?
like like right now it should be Darius Clemens,
Yeah, that
uh
class. Yep, Darius Clemens. What's the other one? It was somebody else who left too.
Carmelo English.
Yep, Carmelo English.
There's somebody else I'm
I,
forgetting.
yeah, it's like a few of them left out, and I'm trying to figure out.
But yeah, like he got the dudes, but they wasn't they didn't develop really. They couldn't, you know what I'm saying? They didn't produce really. Because you would have never thought, like, if you had all those dudes, like you got Carmelo, you got Clemens, Samaj is getting on the field. You
Right.
know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
Andrew Anthony. That's who we were thinking about.
Andrell Anthony. You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah.
saying?
And then he went to Oklahoma and just flat out balled until he got hurt.
Yeah, he was balling. He was balling. You know what I'm
So
saying? So
yeah, he's got to
that
earn his pay.
those are supposed to be our receivers right now. Like those are supposed to be the starters. Freaks of nature.
Right.
Darius with Andrell, with
Yep.
Tyler
Big,
Moore's probably in the slot.
yeah, big guys. Both of them dudes probably like 6'3", 6'4", can run, get behind guys, and then you got Tyler Morris is about 6'1". They say he was a 10-8 guy in high school, so I'm not
I
sure
think
why
he's
they're
one
not
of
trying to get
those.
him deep.
I think he's one of those surprisingly fast guys.
Yeah,
JJ missed him. He probably should have had probably 150 more yards on the year. JJ missed him on
some
some
yeah,
some wide open passes, deep
yeah,
passes too. He was wide open.
yeah. So I don't. I'm just saying that the wide receiver core is a little bare. Because I was looking at the roster and I was like, "What in the
Yeah,
world?"
they unproven. They're definitely unproven. You know.
Yeah, we seem to be getting some in the recruiting. We're doing very well recruiting wise in regards to
Yeah,
wide receivers. So
they turning up in recruiting. You know,
yeah,
I think the stability of having a coach that's younger, a
at
black
facts.
coach
Yeah,
also. You
facts.
know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And
stability of knowing you're gonna be there.
yeah,
That
exactly.
that helps.
Exactly. He's gonna be here. Like I'm not going nowhere. This is a dream job.
Right. Yeah. So I mean I just think we're gonna not losing 4 games ain't gonna happen. I don't even think we lose 3. I don't see us losing. Like I know Texas is supposed to be a playoff team, which they probably will be. I know they're supposed to be like a national championship contender, but I just saw what we did to Washington, and I'm like, well, I don't see how y'all can say that we're gonna be done when we can do the same thing to Quinn Ewers. You know what I'm saying? With better
Washington
talent that we had
almost
last
blew
year.
them out. Washington almost gave them a control butt whooping.
Exactly. It was that score was that game. That score wise was a lot closer than that game actually was because Washington was kind of whooping them
Mm-hmm.
from the start. So this is the last like what 8 minutes it was a game, but I think that well, first of all, I don't think their offensive line is good enough to hold off our defensive line. So Quinn Ewers is going to have a lot of trouble. He's not really that much of a runner. He can move, but he ain't a runner.
No,
I trust our corners against their wide receivers, and defensively, I don't trust them at all to stop
no.
us.
The secondary,
Yeah,
the
secondary is
secondary has been
atrocious.
trash. And
Secondary is atrocious, and they struggle against tight ends. And we got the
mhm.
best tight end in the nation. So it's like I don't. People saying, "Well, Texas." I read an article and somebody said Texas is going to thump us. I like what?
Texas is overhyped. Texas, to me at least, Texas is one of the most overhyped teams
Absolutely,
because
Texas. Go ahead.
people are forgetting that Texas was right behind Michigan in the draft of losing players. Texas lost their top 3 receivers, their top tight end who had like 600 yards, their
Right.
top running back. You know how much production that is, bro?
Yeah.
So you have to, this isn't like a video game where you just put these dudes out. They have to get a rapport and actually trust each other in the game. Quinn Ewers has to really have the trust and connection with these guys in the game. You bringing all these new dudes in, they got a bunch of transfers. It don't
Right.
just carry over like that.
It don't because people seem to forget that Texas was 1 year away, 1 year removed from it being 8-5. So I'm trying to figure out what in the world.
Exactly.
Like
Texas
yeah,
is
anyway,
back.
yeah, they just had a good year for the first time since the Colt McCoy era. Like I'm trying to figure this out. Like what in the world y'all looking at that I'm not looking. I know they're gonna be good, but to say they're gonna run Michigan off the field in the big house, crazy.
It's just not likely, especially
Right.
not with Michigan's defense. That's just
Facts.
not likely. The
It's
only
not,
way
yeah.
is if we just turned it over like crazy or something.
Right. Yeah, the best players in Texas seem to play at Alabama anyway. So I'm trying to figure out they can't even keep a lot of that great talent. But be that as it may, I think it'll be a good game. I just don't feel like they ain't nobody thumping Michigan. USC damn sure ain't thumping Michigan. So I don't know what people thinking. People thinking we losing that game. They can't stop a nosebleed. They can shit. That might be a Heisman orgy, Heisman winning, not winning, but a Heisman moment for orgy where he like get into the national spotlight because they gonna make him look like a
Well,
a garner of roses or something like that.
well, they got the new defensive coordinator from UCLA. He comes from the Ravens coaching tree, so he's gonna be running. He's gonna be
Yeah,
running our scheme, but it takes time to
it's
learn that scheme. It ain't.
it's
It ain't just.
yeah.
It ain't
It,
just an easy fix.
and
You
it
know,
ain't just to take time to learn it. It's a mentality too, because a lot of them dudes, when you look at how it's just atrocious looking at them try to tackle. You
they
know what I'm
just
saying?
be
That's
trying to hit. They try to hit, but they don't wrap up a lot of the
right.
times.
And
They
they
chicken wing.
right, and they pretty small, especially
Hmm.
for a Big Ten team. They're very small, so it's just I don't. They people saying that's gonna be a loss. I said y'all must be out your mind. Y'all think no, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, people are just expecting us to lose every big game we got. So what is it? Texas, Oregon,
Oregon,
USC,
yeah,
and Ohio State.
Ohio State, yeah. If we don't play Penn State this year, I don't think we got them this year.
No, we got Washington too. So yeah, we ain't got Penn State. I mean, that would have been ridiculous.
Yeah,
Because Ohio State, all they got is Penn State,
all they
Michigan, and
got is
Oregon.
Penn State. Freaking Oregon, I think they play them right. Don't they play Oregon?
Yeah, they play Oregon, but that's all they got.
That's all they got.
Penn State ain't beating them. They,
No, absolutely not.
like Penn State cannot beat Ohio State for whatever reason. So I'm not
Yeah,
expecting that one. So that's a dub. Then
yeah.
you just got Michigan and Oregon. Really, people are saying Nebraska. I'm still a wait and see on Nebraska. I
Nebraska
ain't
ain't winning
buying
nothing.
in yet,
With who? Dylan Raiola, I don't even think is going to be the starter. Well, he might towards the end of the year, but by the time we get to him, I don't think. I'm not scared of no freshman. So
yeah. We don't play them, but
yeah,
I'm not buying that
no,
they're gonna
they ain't got the horses.
not for Ohio State, especially
No,
not this year with that defense. As much as I talk trash, they're gonna have a real good defense.
yeah, give them about 2 or 3 years, cool. But I don't see that happening. Um, who we play? Why? First of all, why the first game of the year we play at 7:30? I hate. I don't know about you,
Oh
but
God.
I hate night games from Michigan. I don't want to wait all day to be watching my team play. I'm selfish like that. I'm sorry.
No, I used to like them. When I was younger, I liked them. Now that
Yeah,
I'm in my 30s and I'm like, bro, come on, I want a
not 12
noon
o'clock.
game,
Yeah, give me 12 o'clock. I may settle for a 3:30.
bro. Those night games, and then if it's not like this game,
Yeah,
Fresno State,
right.
if it's a blowout, bro, I be getting so sleepy. I be falling
Right.
asleep. We running the ball all slow offense. I'm like, bro,
Man, I can't stand on night games, man. Then they always try to put us with a Penn State or somebody like that at night or Notre Dame. I'm like, I don't, yeah. So that's just how I am. I feel like honestly, Michigan probably can be undefeated going into the Ohio State game. Oregon might give us some of a challenge. Um, but I don't know how I feel about Dylan Gabriel against this Michigan defense. So
it's gonna be interesting. I'm not sure if he's gonna make it through Big Ten play. He's so
yeah,
little.
he's so little. He's a little dude.
Yeah, I was trying to tell my boy Garrison on the Scarlet and Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Scarlet and Blue. And he's trying to say he's better than Bo Nix and all this and stuff. I'm like, bro, Bo Nix had 49 touchdowns last year with like 3 interceptions.
Yeah. He ain't Bo Nix, but then again, Bo Nix had like he got to have a master's degree by now, as long as he was in college.
That's true.
That dude,
That's
I'm
that's
like,
true.
that man
But
had like
hey,
8
when he
years.
got it, he got it.
He got it. Yeah, yeah. Bo
So I'm
Nix.
like, bro, that's a lot to live. That's a lot to fall in, behind. Okay, I'm replacing this
Yeah,
49 TDs, three interceptions, bro.
yeah, that's true. I mean, Bo
That's
Nix had a tall task of replacing Justin Herbert, so and he did a pretty damn good job with that. So
I think people like to judge Bo Nix on Auburn for whatever reason. Like that, I get it, but
yeah, he ain't really have a lot to go by at playing in Auburn. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't like a Cam Newton type of talent that he was going to rise above that and take him to a natty. Like I don't
yeah,
understand why.
He
People,
used to show spots at
yeah,
Auburn of what he was at Oregon. It's a
yeah,
better system
just
too.
a better system with better players. That's all that was.
But it's
Um,
like what you call it, Dylan Rayola, Oregon, that system, it's just about playing fundamentally sound defense.
yeah,
Like it's just like when we play Washington,
yeah,
you got to communicate, make sure you're communicating. But if you play fundamentally sound and tackle, you're a team that tackles well, you gonna slow them down because the offense is based around you missing tackles, you not being able to get off blocks.
yeah, yeah.
So
I think we're gonna see. We're gonna have to see when it comes. I mean, Oregon, they small too, so I, yeah, I just don't. We don't.
yeah,
If we can keep guys in front of us, which I don't think Oregon has. They got a lot of speed, but not nothing that's gonna burn Michigan. That
no,
Troy
we're
Frank
gonna keep.
Franklin guy's gone, so that dude used to woo. He used to fly.
Hey, I mean, it's just about being well coached,
Yeah,
and not putting them in a position to get burnt. Keep them safeties back.
yeah. That's
It's
all.
it's, it's, it's simple. If the safeties are coached well, and
Yeah,
you tell them you got, hey, you're deeper than the deepest.
true. Yep. You do that, we fine. Because
Exactly,
with our players, they so disciplined that you ain't gonna be able to like throw underneath and these bubble screens. Somebody gonna get popped and you gonna be behind the sticks. So
exactly. And
yeah,
before you know it, now it's fourth down.
exactly. So as long as they keep him deep, which I think we is smart enough. He's been around for so long. He unlike Don Brown, he can make adjustments. So I think yeah, it's one of those things. By the time we get to Oregon, though, because we saying how small Dylan Gabriel is. By the time we get to Oregon, we might be facing Dante Moore. What you think about that?
If I'd rather face him, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Because
Think
he's
so?
he's not Dylan Gabriel seasoned. He's been
Yeah,
around. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's little, but you know, Dante Moore against Michigan's defense, you need to be seasoned. And even if you are seasoned, it's just a complex scheme. Like people don't seem to understand that Michigan's defense is complex and it gives these QBs nightmares.
yeah. The way they it's just it's an NFL defense in a college system or a
Exactly.
college team. It's like you're not going to be able to. You can't look at the side when you're looking at the sideline looking for the play, and the offensive coordinator don't know what's going on. What you gonna do? These little 18-year-old kids ain't gonna be able to figure this complexity out. So
Exactly. Michael
yeah,
Penix he was sixth year.
yeah, he couldn't even figure it out.
Didn't know what was going on.
Yeah,
You
who
know,
coming?
you
Who going? Yeah, just
exactly because you have to, just like when you're playing Madden. I mean, this isn't the same, but okay, you're seeing a defense. Okay, I think they're in cover three. I can
yeah,
hit the seam and I can hit this or that. You know where you want to go with the ball.
yeah,
First read, second, this should be popping open. When before the snap, they're looking at it, and then what they think is going to be open isn't there.
right.
And then you might have somebody else wide open, but his timing is off because he's already looking here when he should have been looking there.
Facts.
Should have been looking left. He's looking right.
Right. Yeah, you see, you got a defensive end dropping out in coverage. That confuses a lot of things. That muddies a lot of waters. So
Yeah, oh yeah, it
yeah,
does.
that will confuse the shit out of anybody, especially when
I
you got
didn't
a
like
corner
that.
coming in this play. Me neither. I didn't
I didn't
like it.
like that at first. I didn't understand the method to the madness. I didn't
Yeah,
like it at first because they weren't good at it.
yeah,
They had to learn.
right.
But by the time we got to Ohio State, I was like, ooh,
Yeah, I,
okay.
I
My
feel you.
bad. My
Yeah.
bad, coach. That's why I'm sitting here. That's why you coaching. Let me shut up.
Facts. I understand. I'm sitting here like, why the hell is uh Aiden Hutchinson dropping in coverage, bro? You know
What
what
is
I'm
going
saying?
on? Like,
What we
bro,
doing?
like, why are we doing this?
But I understand now, man. I get it now. I like it now. But
Because it's a headache. It's a
yeah,
headache for them dudes.
yeah. And then comes Ohio State. Um, like I said, you are what you are at the end of the day. So they can pile all these running backs, Quinshawn Judkins, Travion Henderson. They can say they gonna, oh, we got two of the best backs in the country. Okay, well when the going gets tough and it's a 10-10 game, and it's like y'all ain't moving the ball. What y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna keep feeding them
Mhm.
like us, or y'all gonna throw? And
Exactly.
yeah, and Day's mindset is gonna be, he gonna overrule Chip Kelly, and he's gonna be like, oh no, we got to get the ball downfield, get the ball down the field, and then at that point, I don't trust Will Howard. That man threw so many exceptions in the Big 12 with defenses who don't even play defense. So I'm trying to figure
Exactly.
out.
That's the other thing. How will he react to not the Minnesotas and Northwesterns?
Right,
How is he going to react to the Penn State defense, Michigan defenses? You know what
right,
I'm saying? The top of the Big Ten
right.
defenses.
Guys ain't running scot free where you ain't got. I mean, guys ain't running scot free, and the pressure ain't in your face. You play like a Michigan or a Penn State or Ohio State. I mean, well, yeah, a Michigan or a Penn State. They in your face, and then your guys who were like 15 yards open in the Big 12 ain't open in the Big 10. So I just don't
Mhm.
have no faith in a Will Howard. I'm sorry.
No, he got to
Eh,
prove it to me. He's got to
Yeah,
prove it. People, I don't like to crown dudes. Like last year, they was trying to crown Alar, and I was like, I'm not crowning him. He's getting too much hype. He hasn't done anything to get this hype.
yeah,
And if you look at his numbers, you would say, because his numbers from last year, I think he threw 25 touchdowns with like 2 picks.
yeah,
But they didn't play. They just like us. We played Ohio State, Penn State. That's pretty much it. Ohio State, the same thing. So Penn State really just had Michigan and Ohio State. He looked like boo boo against the best two defenses in the conference.
yep,
Straight garbage.
right. Well, he's playing out of system. I mean, they try to hype him like he's Josh Allen. I mean, he's got the build. I'm not sure he doesn't. I don't think he has Josh Allen's arm. I don't see that. But 6'5", 250-pound guy. But that system that they run is kind of like for a Trace McSorley or
Yeah,
uh
yeah.
yeah, or the guy they had for like 7 years. I forgot his name. That guy was there for a minute too. But it's like one of those
Flip.
gadget guys, you know, spread option, dink and dunk here, but not like a true pro style. And that's what Drew Aller's uh background is. So I don't think that I think he's just playing out a system, you know.
And that's possible, Like I'm like, he still has the potential to be good, but I had to see it. This was before last year. I'm like, I got to see it. You know what I'm saying? Because for a quarterback to be good, it's there's so many variables.
Yeah,
How good are your receivers? How good is your offensive line? How good is your offensive coordinator? Like that's a lot,
a lot. Yeah, I agree.
So that's
But
just
yeah, that was pretty much all I had. I just wanted to come here and kick it with you for a little bit.
that's what's up, bro. I appreciate the call. That was a good call.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you take care, boss.
All right, bro.